I don't even know where to begin here. There's a lot of plants on the porch now. Hey, what's up, garden friends? Jeff here. How's everybody doing? Hope you're doing well. I'm great. Coming to you from my front porch because I don't feel like hauling all these to the backyard and then having to carry all the boxes around to the front. Let's just open them here. I've never ordered from this company before, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how the plants look. This is Richardson's Roots. That's the name. I'm pretty sure that's the name. Richardson's Roots. They are an online retailer. When I placed the order, I was actually thinking like maybe it was an error because the size of the plants they were offering with the shipping costs were so good that I was thinking, I was like, well, there's no way. I assumed I'd be getting an email or something saying, oh, no. We deliver locally, but not like, UPS. Not the case. They delivered. That's not from them. That's from Amazon. You know that symbol. So what I have here are larger plants that were phenomenally priced, even when you factor in shipping. And I have to say that's all comparative, right? So I am saying that based off of the prices at my local nurseries with what I've been saying for certain things. So I guess the best, I don't know what I do. I just pop them open. You see this one had a rough time there, but I'm sure it's okay. I know that one of these is a 7-gallon, and then there should be 2 or 3 3-gallon plants here. I think that's what I have. They did the whole this end up thing. That's about all you can do, right? Hopefully they're secured well in the boxes and make sure they're labeled. After that, you just gotta hope for the best. Let's go ahead and open up this one first. Oh, I usually go through and wipe my address off of everything, but these boxes, there's like 3 different labels on each one with my address. I'm just gonna pop it open and get back to it. Okay, they are opened. You can have a look inside. I'm really hoping that these are everything that I'm thinking they will be. These are nursery size plants, what you would pick up from your nursery being sent to the house. There are other online stores that do that, but man, the cost is just outrageous. And oftentimes that's because they say free shipping. If there's free shipping, then it's not really free, right? You're still paying for shipping. It's just included into the price of the plants. Shipping on all of this was $78, which I know that may sound like a lot, but it's really not bad. I placed an order from Plant Delights this morning that has 3, maybe 4 plants in it, and the shipping was $55. And if you don't know Plant Delights, their pots are about 4 inches. They're going to be tiny little things. They put a lot into their packaging, though, so that's the reason that their shipping is so expensive. But just when you get into bigger, heftier size plants, shipping skyrockets. There's just one in here. Oh, it is. It's just one. Ooh, dense. One very dense plant. This is nice. That's a heavy plant. Great size on that. Oh, look at those leaves. That's so pretty. I like the paper. Did a good job with the paper. They've got stakes inside of them. Help keep them from moving around inside the boxes. All you really need to do, and they wrapped the bottoms very well. There's barely any soil in these packages, which I'm not bothered by. Soil can spill during shipping. That's just part of it. I never expect my plants to show up looking great. What's this? Who are you? I have no idea what that is. What on earth would that be? There was, what, no, it's not Lismachia. These were hydrangeas, but they weren't a hardy variety. And the hydrangeas are, what is that? Sorry. Easily distracted. Spring things are happening. Okay, it doesn't come off that easily. Good, nice and secure. Okay, there we go. Got that one. Oh, that's a nice big plant. And then the soil is secured with a trash bag that is, at least this one, was very lightly tied. That one was a little bit tighter. I think these are going to pop off very easily. I love that when I order things and they are just pure packaging tape. It drives me up the wall. And you got paper shreds everywhere. This is all you need to do. That's great. And then there was one, last one. A little bit of breakage in the package, but that's okay. Overall, from what I can see so far, plant looks pretty good. You're going to have some broken things when you're shipping plants around. I do think a dowel or something in here that was the size of the package probably would have been a good idea. But the packaging, very nice. Otherwise, this is a 7-gallon plant. There's a big boy in here. Whew, good stuff here. The prices, again, that's what it's all about. The quality of the plants, the shipping, prices of shipping, for shipping. Here's an airplane. That's what I have here are all plants that I have not been able to find locally, or I have been able to find locally, but not at a good price. Quickfire Fabs, love them. Fantastic panicle hydrangea, 3 through 8 hardiness. I believe they go about 6 to 8 feet tall. The appeal to the Quickfire Fab is they bloom earlier than any of the other panicle hydrangeas, at least any of the other ones that I know of, and that's what Proven Wonders claims too, so it must be sooner than the other ones that they know of too. Panicle blooms start off white and then fade to a nice pink color, then they turn to that red and hold their flowers for a long time, so you get a much longer show with them. These are 3-gallon containers. The 3 gallons, these were either $34.99 or $39.99, which is great. That's what I would expect to pay for a 3-gallon panicle hydrangea. My local nurseries, they've been ranging from 80 to 110 between the 3 gallons and the 5 gallons. And I was just like, I love them and I want to support them. I was like, I just can't. I can't do it. Now, when you factor in shipping was $78, so that'd be an extra 20 bucks per plant. That makes a difference. So it's still not as cheap, right? But for being able to find plants that I haven't been able to find locally, that's the other thing is I have only found 2 nurseries that have them. They have them in the 5 gallons, so they were, one was 90 and one was 110. Don't know why they were different prices. Oh, that was at different nurseries, that's why. And they weren't even this big, right? The pots were huge, but the plants themselves were not this big. So I didn't know how big the plants were going to be. That is something else that I really liked about their website though. Richardson's Roots website gives you an approximate size of the plant. A lot of places you order a plant and they just say, 3 to 4 feet, blah, 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 blah. They put the size, or they'll just list the gallons or the inches of the container for the plant. You don't really know what you're going to be getting. They gave a pretty good idea of how tall the plants are from the ground to the tips. Quickfire Fabs. So now I don't have to run around to different nurseries looking for them, and I know that I didn't pay more for them through the mail than I would have at a nursery because they're just really pricey at the nurseries around here. And that's a local thing too, by the way. I'm sure it varies from location to location. I'm not saying that everybody's charging those prices for the hydrangeas. Just the 2 nurseries where I was able to find them, they were very pricey, and I just wasn't going to do it. So I figured $34.99 or $39.99, whatever it was, is how much these used to cost, how much they should cost. That I will do. I'll even pay the extra 20 bucks in shipping per plant because they're so big and nice, right? These are great. These are really nice, big, tall plants. Those are the Quickfire Fabs. And then next, oh, it's so pretty. I'm so excited about it. Look at those glossy leaves. Can you see the tag? Let me see if I can get in there. Camellia, early winter hybrid. One of the Southern Living camellias. So this is a japonica, which are usually winter bloomers, but this one is one that will bloom in the fall, kind of early fall, I believe, which is great for me. I'm 6B, 7A. That's complicated, but I usually say I'm in 6B. These are hardy. I think they list them to zone 6 or 7, not positive. But the problem is with the japonicas is that the winters and springs here are very erratic. So it'll be, maybe in the 30s for the bulk of the winter, but then it'll be like -12 for a week or two, and that'll be in the 50s. And it doesn't work with the camellias. Their buds never last for the late winter, spring blooms. But the sescanas and others that will bloom more towards fall or even early winter, usually have better luck with those. Those tend to be more cold hardy anyways. This one's supposed to be pretty cold hardy. It's supposed to have really pretty, abundant flowers on it, and what a nice size plant. Also, I believe, I'm gonna say between $34.99 and $44.99. I cannot remember, but that's a great price for this size plant. It's what I would expect to pay for at the nursery. So I appreciate that they're placing their prices where they would as if you were there at the nursery. Then you gotta pay shipping, but I'm okay with that. I mean, heck, these are all plants that I cannot find locally. Again, I can find those. It's just too much. We don't get the Southern Living camellias up here very often. Don't see them all that often. So that's why I wanted to order. I wanted them last year, but I couldn't find anybody who was selling them. Which brings me to the last beautiful plant. Do you like those leaves? Look at the gloss. Look at the shine. Look at the shape. Can you guess what it is? Kind of has a laurel vibe, but it's not. This is a screenplay holly. This has been on my list for a while. Have wanted one of these. They are a very fast-growing holly, and they're listed as zone 7. Okay, but I can't remember off the top of my head now. But I remember when I was reading about these, the parentage of them were ones that made me think that these would probably be okay in 6. Maybe in a more sheltered position, protected from strong, harsh winds, and you know, a good mulch in the wintertime, but still, I love the leaf shape on it. Has really nice structure to it. So here in zone 6, 7A6, whatever, the hollies that are typically hard are like going to be your Nellie Stevens and the ones, the Oakland hollies that have more of that serrated shape to their leaves, and they're kind of harsh and pokey. And there aren't a lot of evergreens other than laurels, like the cherry laurel and the scapenses, that have that kind of shape to them. So it's just a nice looking plant. They're supposed to grow very, very quickly. That was the main appeal to me, was that these are quick growers. And I like evergreens that can provide a good amount of privacy. So that's what this was for. And I believe it was $79.99, which, okay, that's what it would have been at a local nursery, probably, if I was able to find them. I've called nurseries and they're like, what's a screenplay, Holly? I have a feeling, maybe not here, because marginal hardiness here, but in actual zone 7 and up, I bet in a few years, these will probably be available everywhere. I'm guessing. Maybe they already are, and I don't know, because I'm a little bit further north up here in St. Louis, and it's just harder to find things. Harder to find things that are marginally hardy, that is. We have a lot of nurseries here. Great nurseries here. But haven't seen the screenplays. Definitely don't ever see any of the Southern Living camellias. And then there's hydrangeas everywhere, but they're charging an arm and a leg for them. I'm very, very pleased with this plant order. In fact, I had another cart loaded up to check out from them, and I wanted to wait and get these in the mail and see how they looked first, and then decide what I'm going to go ahead and order, because, you know, shipping does add up. I think the cart out right now, the shipping's like $122, so you need to knock a few plants out of there. But it's nice when there are plants that you just can't find locally. Yeah, you're going to pay that extra 20 bucks in shipping, but it's just so much nicer than getting getting a little quart pot, a little 4 to 8 inch, whatever it is. It's typically how you do things if you're trying to find perennials, shrubbery, and stuff like that that are mail order. Nah, this is the same stuff you'd be getting at your nursery. And I don't remember their story off the top of my head. They don't know me. I don't know them. There's no affiliation here, but they have like a nice backstory that was on their website. And I thought it was kind of nice. It made me feel good about supporting them, because I'd really like to support the local businesses. I'll go to Lowe's and Home Depot and Walmart if I need to. But for big purchases, things that are, you know, other than just like petunias, I try to go to local nurseries. And they're a family owned, seemingly not small, but maybe moderate size operation. I'm not sure. It's hard to tell from the website. They have a great selection, specifically I've noticed with camellias. Tons of camellias. You like camellias, I would check them out, because I have looked at camellias to order online so many times, and they're always so puny and pathetic, and I can't do that. If you're in a marginal hardiness zone, you can't do puny little 4-inch plants. Somebody asked me recently if I've grown the Florida Sunshine Elysium, and I have, but they've never survived a winter because nobody sells them around here locally, so I have to order them. When I order them, it's just a few little sticks in a 4-inch pot. They never get big enough to survive a winter time. So that's the same thing here with the camellias. It's just, they got to have some bulk to them. This one's got some bulk. Looks good. Only thing I'd change about the shipping is I do think it would have been a great idea to have a stake of some kind in here with the holly, because I did lose about this much right here, which isn't terrible. It was all top growth. It was all just stuff sticking up from the top. That's not bad. Like I said, I don't really fret about some broken branches and spilled soil, but I don't know, it'd be nice to have that extra height up top, but it's okay. So this be a quick grower, holly, you know, and the camellia gonna be more acid-loving plants. I need to find a spot for both of these. It's gonna be somewhat sheltered from the harsh winds during the winter time. So that's what I'm going to be working on now. I love them. I'm excited about them. I'm definitely going to be ordering from them again. You guys should check them out. Comment down below. There's some stuff that you've been trying to find that you just can't find anywhere. Like I said, they have a pretty good selection, especially for the camellias. And I am so happy with the size on these quick fire fab hydrangeas. Sometimes, just because something says a 3-gallon pot, that doesn't mean you're going to be getting a very large plant. Sometimes you just have something that's like a cut back little mass of sticks in the middle. Which is also why I appreciated that they give a description for size with the plant listings. Okay, that's gonna do it. My voice is going. I've been filming and talking and doing stuff outside with the pollen all day long. Hope everybody's doing well. Have a great day, a great life. Everything's just going absolutely beautifully for you. Have you tried any of these? let us know down in the description. Any tips, tricks, suggestions are always appreciated. And I will link Richardson's roots. I hope I'm remembering the name of them. That would be so bad if I filmed this entire video and didn't even have the name right. Pretty sure that was the name. I'll look it up and have it linked down below in the description. You should check them out. Pretty sure these things are dead. That's a topic for another time. Yeah, anyways, as always, and most importantly, everybody, keep on growing. Bye-bye.